Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. My name is Daniela Rodriguez. I am 17 years old, and I've lived in Miami Springs all of my life. And I've loved this town ever since I can remember. This town has been always so supportive of me, starting from my family, my neighbors, my classmates, even our own town leaders. When I won a national award for one of my engineering research projects, the city was the first one there to congratulate me, and they gave me a proclamation. How cool is that? I was so honored, and it was an amazing experience. I guess my point is that by no means is my next series of statements an attack on the city I love. On the contrary, it's an effort to save it. I was reading in the Miami Springs Gazette that they wanted to start building on the golf course. Our golf course. The one I've grown up next to all of my life. I was deeply saddened because I started thinking of all the memories that I had on that golf course. And I heard that the first plan was to build a senior center. I understand that new infrastructure is needed and the improvement of our city's facilities is very important. Totally agree with that. However, we are messing with our golf course. It can have detrimental effects on our city, our tourism, our environment, our soil, our city's small town charm. When we begin to allow development on the golf course, who knows what will be next? I have a little anecdote. I have a neighbor who happens to live in front of me and has been living there for about 75 years. Can you believe that? That's wonderful. That's actually like an asset to our city, that they've been living here for so long. That shows how historical our city is. Her stories of Miami Springs are so beautiful and historical that I've been actually thinking of writing a book about her stories. She used to live in New Jersey, and when she came down to Miami for her honeymoon 75 years ago, she never went back to New Jersey. She knew that this was her home. She bought the house that she lives on in Miami Springs on Palmetto Drive, and with 95 years of age, she has lived and seen students riding to school on a horse to seeing electric cars driving on the road. What drew her to this town was its charm. Miami Springs is a treasure, a safe haven amidst tough dog-eat-dog, I'm gonna slit your throat if you don't give me that parking space type of world. So Miami Springs is one of those towns that you see in the movies and everyone goes, "Aw, I wish I lived in that cozy, homey town like that." And I know, not making them feel bad, but in my mind I'm really thinking, I live in a town like that. I live in a town where I can say it's the best city or town in Miami-Dade. But if you pass this piece of legislation that allows builders to build and develop on our beloved golf course, then it's opening a Pandora's box that can lead to the destruction of our city. The old fabled Greek legend of Pandora's box is when they were so anxious to open the box, they wanted to see what was inside of it, see what was inside. They ended up realizing that when it opened, all this destruction came out, ended up ruining the society. And if left unchecked, who knows what will happen. So pretty much, you may not agree with me, but that's the power of democracy, where you can be a minority and you can go out and speak freely about what you believe in, and people will listen to you with open ears. That's what's so amazing about America, and that's why I'm so proud to live here. And I've taken my first Holy Communion pictures on the golf course. I've taken my 15th pictures, my 15th pictures on the golf course. And one day I wish to take my wedding pictures on the golf course. And if it's torn down by adding a senior center, it fuels the fire by giving more way to development. And as soon as we know it, the golf course may cease to exist. Once the small town charm is lost, the generations and generations of tradition, love, and sense of community might be lost forever. Thank you.
Thank you. Campbell. Welcome, Ms. Campbell. I'm sorry we moved the meeting and made you come all the way over here.
I know. Thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight on behalf of my family and all my neighbors. I'd like to start out by saying that I'm not a naysayer and I'm not a rebel rouser. I'm just a concerned citizen of Miami Springs, and I truly love this city I love the Curtis Mansion, and I have the benefit of living right across the street at 501 Deer Run. That means a lot to me. I'm speaking tonight about the City of Miami Springs project that proposes possibly relocating the senior center to 500 Deer Run. I live at 501 Deer Run. The placement of a senior center at 500 Deer Run will have a direct impact and consequences on all residents of Miami Springs, and especially on the residents of Deer Run. The senior center is embarking on another project at the Curtis Mansion. I respectfully ask you to explore other options before you consider going forward with this senior center. This project will have a direct impact to Deer Run, to traffic, to lifestyle, and the values of all our homes, and as well as all the other residents that live around me as well. I say this because of the impact that the completed parking lot and parking spaces that were, I think they were completed about August or September, have already had specifically an impact to my property at 501 Deer Run and to my neighbor's property, the Stadniks. I was asked to speak on behalf of Kathy Stadnick tonight, only to say that she potentially may have damages to her project, to her property. I'm talking about vibration damages from the parking lot and the parking spaces that were completed. I regret to say that my family has no faith that proceeding with the senior center at 501 Deer Run will continue to have more damages, and I'm extremely concerned. My husband's concerned, and all the residents are concerned about moving forward. My opinion should have some weight on what you do from here forward with the senior center, and especially developing on our beautiful golf course property. I thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Have a good night. I'm very impressed, and I especially want to thank Joella. She's done a remarkable job here, and I'm so proud to say that I'm a resident of this city. Thank you.
Thank you. Abraham Martinez. Welcome, sir.
Hi, good evening. My name is Abraham. I've been a resident of Miami Springs for the last decade approximately, and could not have said better than the prior two speakers, especially Daniela. I'll summarize pretty much their thoughts. I don't want to regurgitate everything that they said, but in a nutshell, I strongly oppose any development on the golf course. I don't oppose improving our facility centers in our community, but I do strongly oppose any type of development in our golf course. We spent a lot of money improving, obviously, this facility we're in today, to not only start building other development around it, other fixtures and structures, which will definitely bring the beauty that this building brings to the golf course. I think it'll damage it. So for that reason alone, I oppose any type of development. Not only that, making one building is going to lead to 2, 3, and 4. And the lifestyle on this neighborhood is very quiet. And what's that going to happen? Obviously more traffic, etc. All the other things that go with it, and obviously impacting the values of our property. So I strongly oppose any type of development on the golf course. And I don't want to regurgitate everything they said, but that's what I'm going to say. Thank you.